Yo, what's up? What's up? It's the Hungry Millennial back again with yet another proactive pragmatism. On this proactive pragmatism, I'd like to talk to you about keeping it tight. So, when I say keep it tight, I remember when I was a young buck, when I was a young private, the older sergeants used to tell me, keep it tight. And so, what they meant by keep it tight, they meant, you already got people that don't like you, but it might not be why you think they don't like you. One big reason why you'll have haters or even covert haters is because they see your potential and it makes them sick. Because here's the truth, they know that they don't have what it takes to put in the work that you're going to put into whatever you're doing. And so often, and these people will be tied into your friend circles, they might be your family members, they might be your co-workers, they might even be your boss, right? And what I'll find is, a lot of times I've been in positions of management and leadership where like I'll provide advice and feedback and they'll brush it off, and then I'll get into a certain position and actually use the feedback that I gave them because I thought it would be important for the team, and they're upset with me about it. People will be upset with you because you decide to implement some things that you were, some tips and tricks that you were giving them for success because you saw something that they couldn't see. One thing that I've learned in leadership and just, interacting with humans in general is I find that a lot of the best feedback are from people that aren't even in my circle. They're from people, that are potentially, kind of like, they're below me in like, job position, right? Like I'm a manager, they're an employee, or, they work for another business and they have different business practices, and they're like, you know what, if you implement a little bit here, I think this would make your business more successful. So you have to understand that, like, you have to keep it tight whenever you have these conversations. And this is something I struggle with all the time. Sometimes like I'll hear something and it might not have been what they wanted to communicate to me, and so it stirs me up on the inside, and that's when I got to detach and try to figure out, ask probing questions. Oh, okay, so how did you come to that conclusion? Oh, how would you do it, right? Because often you'll find out when you ask them how they would do it, a lot of people, a lot of detractors and people that criticize you, they have no clue what they're talking about, and they have no clue of what way they would actually accomplish that goal. But one thing that some things that keeping it tight are going to help you with. So it's going to build your confidence, right? Because you're going to learn not to respond or react to things that are really, really minor, right? You're like, am I taking this too far? Could I potentially overreact to this? And you're like, okay, no, that's not even worth my attention. And then another thing is going to inspire others, because once they see your quiet strength, and this is a book that I highly recommend by Tony Dungy, is Quiet Strength. He talks about, how going through a lot of situations and trials and turbulations and different things in his NFL career, from transitioning from a player to a coach, it was one of those things where being quiet and just staying strong and understanding that things will work out if you keep staying consistent and putting in the work and working on you and evolving as a person is huge, because your path will inspire others to become their best selves, And so thirdly, it's going to help you, focus on what's really important. The haters aren't important, but the feedback is. So never throw away the feedback, but take the feedback and be like, you know what, can I have handled that situation differently? How can I walk differently? How can I kind of solve the problem to where I'm not having this conversation with the customer or this person or this family member or my girlfriend or my boyfriend or whatever? You can apply this to relationships as well. Just with any type of relationship, any type of platonic, interpersonal, whatever type of relationship you got going on, you can apply this, because you're going to detach and you're just going to stay tight. You're just going to be like, okay, so tell me what the problem is. Okay, so, oh, you see it that way. I see it this way. And sometimes even if you don't implement that solution, a lot of people just want to be heard. So you have a lot of people, they'll detract from what you're saying because they want to feel like they're heard. So start listening and start, retaining that energy that you have by keeping it tight. So, this has been another Proactive Pragmatism. I appreciate y'all. If you have any questions for the podcast, you want me to answer or anything like that, you can email me at tommylee@proprag.com. That is tommylee@proprag.com. We appreciate y'all. Thank you.